Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's Totally PC. I say it every week, but this week we have a jam-packed programme with a bit of glamour, which is sitting beside me at the moment, which we will be talking about in a moment. And we'll be going to Belfast later on as well, which I'll tell you about as well as we get into the programme. But ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is the one and only Nella Dwyer, now to be known as Nella. Just Nella with the thingy,
No, that doesn't have to be thingies.
Doesn't have to be thingies.
No.
Can just be Nella.
Yeah.
But you are Nella Dwyer.
Yeah.
And tell us a bit about, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the singing career, tell us about Nella Dwyer.
What do you want to know?
Well,
there's loads.
Well, about your singing career. We'll start with your singing career.
Yeah, I've been singing all my life, really, Paul. Since I'm really small, different competitions or Fesh Matthews or Corellas and all those kind of things that you do as a kid, or school plays and stuff like that. A few competitions and all that. And then when I was about 18, I started gigging with other original bands, and I studied...
Original bands? You went to original bands?
Yeah.
Not covers?
No. Well, I was singing covers all through my teenage years, you know, and then I started gigging with an original band, and it was great. So we were really busy, and I was studying at the time. I was studying business studies at the time, but I dropped out after about 2 months or something.
Good woman. Nice one.
We were getting really busy gigging, and then I was like, I'm not doing this business college.
You seen the road that said rock and roll this way, and you said, that's the one I'm going to follow.
Yeah.
But when you were a teenager, right, what songs were you singing then?
That's an interesting one actually, that I don't usually tell people, but I'll tell you. When I was really, really small, I loved Irish music. Like my mum had the Woman's Heart album, Eleanor McAvoy.
That's not that long ago.
It is, and that was when I was
when you were
that must be 20 years ago at least.
Cool.
I think they had the 20-year anniversary. I was talking to Eleanor McAvoy the other day. Last year, I think they had it, didn't they?
Oh, you're right. That's right. Because I got it for my 10th birthday. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, it was the 20th, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it must have been.
Yeah.
So I would have been.
Yeah, whatever. So you got songs from the Woman's Heart.
So I would have listened to that a lot.
But were you a Spice Girly type thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, we were only talking
Britney.
about that last night. Yeah, I think Britney was my first album, or one of my first albums. I love the Spice Girls. My mum brought me to the Spice Girls in Dublin. We were only talking about that yesterday. And she spent loads of money on the tickets, and we were up the second row, and all the speakers, I couldn't handle it. The first song, I was like, I have to get out of here. And she was like, what?
Really?
Yeah, I just couldn't handle the noise or
You
something.
were overwhelmed with it?
Yeah. So that was the end of my love of Spice Girls.
But was it the Spice Girls, or was it the event of everything, the
noise? I don't know, Paul. I think it was because it was a huge venue. I think there was 12 big speakers here, 12 here, and I just couldn't handle the noise. I was very young. I must have been 10 or something, you know. So I just couldn't handle it. So that was the end of that. And then I would have listened to Boyzone and all that kind of stuff. And then I remember my brothers were always trying to push like the Frames and Damien Rice and all that, and Damien Dempsey on me, and I was like, no, I'm not listening to that. And then when I hit about 17, that's all I listened to, like Damien Dempsey, Damien Rice, Declan O'Rourke, and Wallace Bird. Well, she wasn't out then, I don't think, but...
You were converted then?
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor, Enya, and then now I like loads of different types of music.
I have to prime you though for your party piece. What was your party piece when you were a teenager? I want to know, were you singing "Hit Me Baby One More Time" or "Stop Right Now"? No. I can see you doing the dance and everything.
No, I wasn't actually. Well, when we were really young, we used to have me and my friends had a Spice Girl. We were like, you know, there was 5 of us, and each one was a different Spice Girl. I was Baby Spice. But anyway, no, that was really young. But when I was a teenager, I remember one of my friends paid me at lunchtime, I think it was a £5 to sing Mary Black, Katie. For her. I used to always sing that song. I used to love that song, Katie.
Are you just sang it for your school friends and stuff
Mary
like
Black
that?
didn't write that though. Sure she
no.
did. It's Jim, oh my God, this is terrible.
Jimmy McCarthy.
Was it? Yeah,
it
was.
I think so.
And then she moved to the fair, and all those kind of Irishy songs I loved as well.
Give us a little bit, Katie, there. Go on, just a tiny little bit. Go on, just a tiny little bit. Just.
Come running home again, Katie. Come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye, Katie?
Oh yeah, come on, yeah.
I haven't sang that in years.
Yeah. It takes that takes a lot of bottle. I nearly said a lot of balls, but that's different. But that takes a lot of balls just to sing it off like that. So you used to sing this for your school friends and that, and have a bit of crack with them.
Yeah, it's funny.
And if they're seeing this now, who was it? Who was the school friend that paid you?
Laura Fahey was her name.
Laura Fahey. Laura Fahey, if you're watching.
Oh, that's funny.
Find us on Facebook and say, yes, it was me, Laura
was.
Fahey. And we want to know, was it pence? It was probably pence.
No, it was a fiver. She actually, and I took
£5.
It was pounds or euro, I don't know. It would have been around 2002.
Was the euro in then? Hello?
True.
Anybody tell us? Was it? Yeah, it was. The euro was €5.
That must have been €5, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that was
It's a true story. I've said her name now, so she'll
Laura
she'll tell
Fahey,
you.
don't worry, we're watching you, Laura Fahey. Don't worry, we're watching you.
It's so
She's
funny.
probably a big manageress now, probably managing bands or something.
No, I think she's working in Cork, and I don't know what she's doing. I'm not sure.
Anyway,
Sure,
Laura,
she's doing well.
if you're watching, keep it. So where did it go from there? So now you're converted to the original material.
Yeah, and then I was gigging a lot, and
On
then I studied,
solo?
No, I was gigging in a band.
Called?
It was just me and another guy. This is so awkward.
No, it's not. Go on, go on. You have to tell us who the other guy was. Oh, you can say censored.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it. So
Yeah, no, we were going out with each other, so it was all mad. It was great though. We were really, really busy.
What was it
really
called?
busy. We were called. It was so embarrassing. I'm sorry, Ronan. It was Ronan and Helena. We were called. Yeah. So
Ronan and Helena.
Yeah.
Good man, Ronan.
Don't talk emo. No, but yeah. So we were really, really busy gigging, and yeah. So that was great. That was amazing. And then I was studying. I went to Stefan Afa in Cork.
Yeah.
It's amazing music college. So
Music production, isn't it, and stuff like that.
it's everything. It's songwriting, music management, contracts. You'd study contracts and stuff. Songwriting, performing, organising gigs. Sound engineering.
And
It was
does
amazing.
it take you through the whole process?
Absolutely. I literally could not recommend that course more. It's Chris Ahern and Johnny Campbell is now retired. Chris Ahern and Ursula O'Sullivan, two amazing people. They run the course, and people like Mick Flannery went there, O Emperor, and back in the day, I used to love Sinead Blowen.
Yeah.
So
She's still going, isn't she? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think she's based in England.
Cork, I think.
Yeah, I think she's over back though. She's right in England.
Oh, she?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
She gets played on BBC Radio 2 a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she does.
Wow, she's amazing. I must listen to her stuff now when I go home, actually. Yeah, I love her stuff. So I went there, and I dropped out, and then they let me back in, because it's actually kind of a difficult course to get into, you have to audition and all that. So I went away and I learnt the guitar so that I could show them.
Why did you drop out? Did you say, it's not for me, or was it too much?
No, it wasn't that. I just, I can't remember, to be honest. I don't know
were you disillusioned with it? Because a lot of people that come into the
No, I was
show
overwhelmed
business,
almost. I was like, oh my God, these people are so talented. No, I don't know. I was gigging and I was busy, and my daughter was very young and all those kind of things. And then...
So as we say, life takes over, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they let me back then the following year. I was like, please. And they were like, we don't like taking people back, and they drop out. So I learnt the guitar, wrote a song on the guitar. It was the first song I'd ever finished and written on my own. And I played it for them, and they were like, okay, we'll give you another chance. And then I finished the course.
What was the song?
And it was called Conscience.
Do you still do it?
No, but I'm going to be working with my producer on that song. It's the first song I wrote. It's funny because I learnt the guitar to be able to write that song, and now I would write on the piano, and I would play the piano, and it's funny because my first song was really, really fast, and then other songs I wrote on the piano were really, really slow, and now it's kind of going back to the guitar, and they're all getting faster, so it's funny. Yeah,
getting more rock and roll-y. I don't
know about rock and roll.
No, I don't mean rock and roll. I mean rock and roll in general. I don't mean rock and roll as in... But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, where does the music come from? You say you play piano, play guitar. Is it in the family? Is this...
Yeah, definitely. My dad's side of the family would... a lot of people would play. If we have a wedding or a get-together, there's a load of people that play, which is lovely. And my dad is an amazing singer. He's a really, really good singer. And then my mum's side as well, her dad would have played the accordion and the fiddle. And there's a lot of music in the family. Yeah, absolutely.
It's in there. And what was the next step then? So you're in college, you're writing your own songs.
Yeah. So we all had to organise gigs and all that stuff, and it was just an amazing. It was practical work. Like you'd have kind of a few classes during the day, and then you'd have band ensemble where you had to rehearse with your band, and then you had showcases and all that, and then you had You had a class where everyone had to critique. You'd say, okay, here we've got a song, and then the whole class would have to critique it, and that was really amazing. You know,
was it critique / slagging, or was it critique?
No, I mean, like most of the people would say, "Oh, I love that," but the lecturers would be like, "Lads, you can be friends outside the classroom. Right now, we want, you know, critical stuff that you say, oh, I noticed that, and I would have changed that modulation, or I would have, you know, you were a bit out of time, or the band wasn't
that's
tight."
Fair?
Yeah, I thought I gave out to. It was funny. I gave out to my lecturer, hey Chris, and I was like, you know, I'm not sure if it's fair because they slated me for my first song. I'd done a showcase of it, and I was like, you know, I don't think you should be like, you know, telling us that it's not good because you're going to disillusion us. And and it was just a few weeks after I'd written a second song, and he was like, yeah, but look at you now. Look at your songs now. I was like, okay. So it did work, and it was they're just amazing. They're amazing mentors, I suppose. And
I agree, but I think at an early stage, you don't want to knock people's confidence either.
Yeah, but I suppose you were all there for a reason. You were all there for a reason. You all knew, like that's what they said. You know, you all got into this course for a reason. Yeah. So know that already, and then let's just set high standards. And I think, you know, anybody in Cork that kind of came out of that course, or around Ireland that attended that course, really, you come out with kind of wanting a high standard of everything and everyone in your band and all that. And I think that's really fruitful then, you know, as you go on working with people, because you don't want to work with people that aren't, you know, dedicated or talented or care enough about the exact parts of the song, or as much as you do, kind of thing. It just, you want everybody to be on top of their game and enjoying it and good at what they do and
enjoying
all that kind
of stuff. That's the key.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But the course was amazing. It was amazing. I highly recommend it.
So you've done the course now.
And then I went to UCC and I studied a diploma course for a year by night, while I was working in a gym full time. So that was.
You were busy.
I'm always busy. I like to keep busy, Paul. Yeah, I live about 5 different roles in my life, I think, and I just try and fit them all into one. So yeah, I did that, and I did a few other kind of songwriting kind of courses, 6-week courses and stuff like that.
Do you find them courses help?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did a great one in Ashton. It was Ashton College, school in Cork, and the lecturer was fantastic. He went on to be my guitar teacher before he emigrated then to America. And he was amazing. And
who was it? Come on, name names. Name names. We need.
I've been trying to remember his name for about a year, and
it just blanked.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Isn't
that terrible? He was amazing, and thank you. Oh my God.
He's gonna come on.
You keep putting me on the spot.
He's gonna come on Facebook or something, and he's gonna email us or something like that. And he's gonna
God,
say,
I was actually
it was me.
Yeah. Thanks.
Whatever you were, thanks. It was brilliant.
I know. He was great. He was amazing.
Right, come on. We'll come up to date a bit now.
Okay.
Can we mention the voice?
The what?
The Voice.
Are you saying The Voice?
Oh, The Voice. You were on The Voice, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Did you sing the Spice Girls on The Voice?
No, I didn't. Who told you that?
What did you sing on The Voice? What was your audition song?
My audition.
There was something different.
It was a One Direction song, but it was the Gabriel.
You see, you were better off singing the bloody Spice Girls.
No,
One Direction.
Listen, no, it was the Gabriel Aplin version of it. She's a beautiful kind of folksy singer-songwriter doing really well in England right now.
Yeah.
It was her version of a One Direction song. Because in The Voice, they give you lists of songs. It's not exactly you just choosing them. Do you know what I mean? So I listened to her version. I thought it was really cool.
That was good. I have to.
Thank you.
I did see you on that. Yeah. I knew it was something different you did that time.
Yeah, I like doing that though. I like trying to make songs different.
So, what made you go? What made you go for The Voice? Somebody put you up to it, or did they say?
I was working in Hot Press magazine for about 9 months
before
that.
Hold on. Hot Press. What?
Yeah.
You're working in Hot Press?
No, not now.
I know, but it wasn't Hot Press in the bloody kitchen. It was Hot Press magazine.
Your Hot Press is in your kitchen.
Well, no, not really.
Isn't that upstairs? Yeah.
No, upstairs. No, you're in the country now, love. It's down. You're in Cavan now. It could be anywhere.
In Cavan is Hot Press downstairs.
It could be anywhere.
Right. Wow.
So you worked in the Hot Press. Now, hold on. We get back to The Voice now in a minute. Tell us about working in the Hot Press.
Yeah, I was advertising executive there. Yeah, so that was amazing. Yeah.
Executive? What?
I told you, I do loads of different things.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So,
that was good crack.
Yeah, it was. It was great. It was really interesting.
Were you on the road or on the phone or here, there and everywhere?
No, I was mostly at my desk on a phone and then meeting people and different meetings and stuff like that.
So Nella, right, you're working in the Hot Press.
I was.
You've got a singing career going on at the same time.
Yes.
You couldn't be in a better place. For contacts
yeah.
and stuff
Oh no,
like that.
absolutely. Yeah, but I think the reason I left is I just got a bit frustrated with myself that I was gigging 3 nights a week and then going back and forth to Cork as well, and then working there full time. And I loved it, and I think I was good at it. I really, really enjoyed it and enjoyed working with the people there. But I kind of felt like, because I was gigging for years before that, and while I was there and everything, I felt just a bit wrong. I was like, I'm on the wrong side of the desk here. I kind of feel
should be out there.
I'd be like, meeting different friends or peers of mine in the kind of music scene when they're going in for interviews and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, this is weird, you know. So it was like a internal kind of, you know,
awakening.
Yeah. And it kind of made me realize,
because even though it was the hot press, no disrespect to the hot press or anything.
No, it
was still an office job.
I've still got a great relationship with them. They're great people.
You're still in an office job where you should have been on the road.
That's what I felt like. So I suppose I was going to say something there, I can't remember. But I do remember. Yeah, it was kind of the best possible way of finding out that I'll never do a 9-to-5 job again. It just doesn't make me happy when I'm not writing or being creative or being able to be creative at any given time, and being kind of, you know, in
living in a box.
In a structure.
In
a structure, I suppose. I like to kind of do things every day.
So you're in the hot press and you went, no, feck it, I'll go for The Voice. Or did somebody say to you,
No.
The auditions are there, why wouldn't you go for them?
No, I left hot press. The following weekend I played Electric Picnic, which was amazing. And then...
With who? Where?
With myself. And my piano. I played in the Ox Jam stage, and that was amazing. And then I was singing over in the Salty Dog as well with a band called the Furious Haze, so that was really cool. So I think I finished up working on the Thursday, and on the Friday afternoon, so on the Thursday night I went to Cork, Friday morning came back to Dublin, and Friday afternoon my mother was driving me up to Stradbally with the piano in the back, and I was playing on stage I think around 5 o'clock. And I was supposed to stay in the artist campsite, and I was like, I hear Mum, I'm staying with you. I was all right. So it was great. And then the following week, if you really want to know what happened with The Voice.
Go on, this is good.
I was out for a few drinks, and I got home, and my mother had sent me a link, and I was like, oh, look, I'll just apply for it. Because she was like, oh, you know, just pushing it out there if you were, interested. And she knew I hadn't too much interest in going for it before, but I just said, look, feck it, I'll fill the thing out. And it was really short to fill out and stuff like that. So I just filled it out, and then they rang me and said, yeah, come on for an audition. I was like, oh.
Did you go, oh, shit?
I don't know. Yeah. I kind of didn't know. I was like, is this the right thing to do or not? I didn't know. And I was like, do you know what? I could be dead tomorrow. And, you know, who am I just not take every opportunity that is presented to me?
No, I agree with you. No, you're dead right. No. All joking aside, I think there's no point.
Are we joking?
There's no point in 5 years' time saying, "Oh, well, I should have done that."
I mean,
you've done it, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes in the music scene there can be a bit of
snobbery.
I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I didn't know whether it was the right thing to do, but I was like, look, I'm just going to go for this, and it worked out funny for me. It worked out kind of funny. Did you watch it? Did you see it?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah. So I was I had the blind
I thought you did the bloody Spice Girls, but it wasn't. It was One Direction.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then, so Dolores turned around.
Yes.
And like Dolores O'Riordan, oh my God, I think you can even hear it when I sing. I listen to her. Actually, she would have been one of the cooler albums I've always listened to since I'm really, really small. And I was pretty, you can see in the video, I'm like, when she turns around and she's talking to me, I'm like, yeah. Because it was just so overwhelming with Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries. You know, endorsed my voice, so that was pretty special. And then we did the battles, and I got kicked out.
And was it kind of how did you feel when you kicked out? Was it, well, that's over, next chapter? Was it a weight off your shoulders, or did you say, feck it, I wish I'd have got another bit further, or was it just one of those experiences?
How do I answer this? Tell
the truth.
I'm not going to lie. It was interesting. The guy I was singing with, he was an interesting character, and he was rapping and stuff.
Oh, I remember it. I remember the battle you did.
Yeah.
What was the song?
Losing My Religion. Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Great song. Yeah, I was happy with that song. So, but he was...
He was a guy with a hat.
Yeah. He was kind of out there, and I think she liked that. She had said that. She said, you're weird, I like you. And they had a vibe going on, and yeah, she picked him. And yeah, so.
But what happens after that? After the show, did she come over and say, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry about that"?
No.
Is it just you're gone? That's it.
Fake No Brain On was lovely. Actually, he came up and he was like, "Oh my God, you're great! And send me your music." And now, actually, last week he just played one of my tracks on his show on RTE. So he's been great. Yeah, it was a weird feeling, and I think everybody that got off The Voice had a bit of an anti-climax, I think. But what I did after The Voice was because it's TV land as well, so it's just a different box in your head. It's a different buzz. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's different. And then, so what I did was I rented a house. I got a kind of a cheap rate off the Visual Arts website. Plug. And no, I don't know anyone in there, but anyway, I saw it online and I applied for this house and I paid kind of a cheaper rate than a full house kind of thing. And then I rented the house for 3 months, locked myself away. A friend of mine, Robin James Hurt, he's another singer-songwriter, great guy, very talented, and he gave me a full PA system. And he put it in the house.
Full PA system in the house?
Yeah, so there was a really cool extension. So he just lent it to me basically for...
Ever?
For the 3 months. And I set up a PA system in the big extension in the beautiful house I had in Phibsborough. And I wrote and I got back to reality and got back to who I was and got back to, not that I wasn't who I was, but I suppose I wasn't, being creative, being happy.
Brings us to where we are now.
Well, there's more, but yeah.
Go on.
No, anyway, so I wrote a lot there. I wrote for 3 months. I wrote a lot of material, which felt great. And now they're all the songs I'm working on with my producer, and he's co-writing with me, which is great.
What's your producer's name?
His name is Greg Malacca.
Greg Malacca. Good man, Greg.
Yeah.
But come on, who's your inspirations?
Who's my inspirations?
Like, who do you listen to when you're chillaxing?
Yeah. Right now, Damien Dempsey would be my most played on my iTunes. I love Damien Dempsey. I love Declan O'Rourke, Damien Rice, all those still I love. And then I would like, a lot of mainstream stuff as well. I'd like a lot of reggae stuff, and then I'd like a lot of pop stuff like Sia, Ellie Goulding, Florence and the Machine.
Sia's big at the minute now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Did you ever see her? Did you ever see her? Did you get it? Did you ever see her? Because she was doing also.
Did you ever see her? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And it's funny as well because some of her videos, she has like a banana covering your face because she doesn't want people to see her face.
I've seen her on some awards program. She did.
Well, you can just Google her and find other videos where you can see her face. So I don't get it. But anyway.
See ya.
See you later.
See you later. So then you listen to that and then you go and go, oh yeah,
I don't know. I think what I think is that you actually pick up all the sounds you're always listening to. I think you pick up for me, when I write whatever I write. I don't think, I'm gonna do, it's not inspiration from this particular artist, this particular song. But I think afterwards you can kind of go, I can see, the stuff has obviously been seeping through. So I think it's like a sponge. It goes into your head and then it comes out through your writing. You don't realize you're.
What about your vocal system? Your vocal style, like?
What about it?
Who's the influence there?
I don't know. I remember when I was really young, I had friends and they were like, "You sing weird." I've always sang like they sing.
Did they say you sounded like anybody though? Did you?
Well, now I get people saying Ellie Goulding, Sinead O'Connor.
Is it the time now for the singer-songwriter?
What do you mean?
Is it in vogue now at the minute with Ed Sheeran and all these girls singing, and they're all singer-songwriters and they're all Hosier and everything else? It seems to be big at the moment though, doesn't it?
So I've been gigging for about 10 years, and I think the singer-songwriter has been big, but maybe that's because I'm just in the scene. I don't know.
It's always big in Ireland, but I think internationally it's really kicked
off. Well, I suppose there's Ed Sheeran has really brought the singer-songwriter guy with a guitar, kind of very contemporary. But of course we had Damien Rice for that as well in Ireland.
But then Declan has a band and everything as well with him.
Yeah.
So that brings us to you now, right? So where are you at now?
So I suppose... Well, after I rented that house out in Phibsborough in Dublin, I was then at the point where I was looking for a producer to kind of bring out a few sounds I had in my head and stuff like that I wanted for particular songs. Excuse me. And randomly, this guy, Greg, got on to me and he said that he had an electronica project that he was interested in finding a singer and songwriter for. And would I be interested? And I live on Dame Street in Dublin part-time and then part-time in Cork, so I flip between the two. So his studio was just around the corner, so I was like, okay, I'll meet you for coffee and, you know, let's have a chat.
Check it
see
out,
what happens, yeah. And we tried that, and we tried to do the electronica stuff, and we did, and he just kind of said to me, your heart's not really in this kind of stuff, is it? And I was like, well, you know, if it turns, you know, whatever serves me better is, you know, what I'll be interested in putting my heart into and my time. And he said, how about we work on your stuff? And I'll help you develop your sound, and we can record here, and we can write together. And I said, let's try it, because you don't know. It could be you might not get on as people. You might not have, you know, you might not agree on things. It might not work. So I said, look, that sounds great, but let's try it. And it just went amazing. It went really, really well. He writes jingles and stuff for radio and TV, so he'd be very commercial, very catchy choruses, and I would be quite, you know, singer-songwritery, really into my lyrics and making sure that they mean something and all that kind of thing. So we kind of push and pull each other. And he's like, oh, no, I want to do this. I'm like, no. And then we kind of land in this really nice place. Have loads of little fights, good fights. And then we land in this really nice place. And that's what my EP now. We spent 6 months in the studio from last September until January, writing, developing songs I had already, new songs we created together, and just developing a kind of a sound that would follow through that I was really comfortable with, and he was really excited about working on as well as me. And yeah, and then I released the EP
on SoundCloud.
No, I released it on iTunes and Spotify.
How's that going?
It went to number 1, which was great. It went to number 1 the day before it was released, so it was on pre-order. Yes, that was an amazing moment. It was on pre-order for a week. And the day before it was released, it went to number 1 on the iTunes album charts. And it's still there now, of course? No, it's not still there now.
Why not?
That changes every hour, a few hours, or every day or hours. Yeah.
I suppose somebody's listening, watching you now and saying, God, I want to hear that now. How do they get a hold of it?
Yeah, they Google...
Yeah, look into that camera there. Look.
Hi. They can Google NELLA Revolution, and it's on iTunes and it's on Spotify. And yeah, we'll have a video for Revolution in a few days as well. So.
Video and all? Yeah,
well, it's kind of a live, kind of behind the scenes, kind of candid kind of version of Revolution. A guy called Ray Doyle is doing it. You know, he's working on it at the moment, and we shot it last week. He's amazing, so I'm really excited about seeing that, and we'll be doing more videos and stuff like that. So it's really busy at the moment. There's a lot of promo stuff. I've been on a lot of the radio stations. And
you're gigging and gigging and gigging.
Yeah, gigging as much as possible.
Which brings us to Ryan Murtaugh. What's the story?
Oh, yeah, Ryan,
you have Ryan with us today. Now
this is a really funny story. This is a great story.
Right into the camera there. That's my one there. You're
kind of awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, no, music.
Yeah, no, so Ryan, I'm just going to talk to you.
All right, go on. Yeah.
You can see us. Yeah, so I basically was playing the Canalaphonic Festival.
Yeah.
That guys in Abner Brown's
Hazel,
setup,
better say hello,
which was amazing. Hey, Hazel.
Hazel, hi. Hazel, hi.
Which camera am I looking at? Am I looking at this one?
Yeah,
that's
your one there. That's one.
This is mine.
There,
oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was. So I had that festival. I was playing in the afternoon in MVP for Kyo Collective, and then I was playing in Toast in Rathmines in the evening, for Kieran Campbell Black's stage. So basically, very long story short, I lost the guitarist that week. He had a family thing that was important, and he couldn't play the gigs, which was fair enough. So I had no guitarist.
Right.
So I had practiced with a few people, and that didn't work. And not that it didn't work, it's just there was a lot to learn.
Yeah.
There was a lot to learn. And they had to learn the whole EP and a few covers, and there was really, really a lot to learn. So I kind of didn't, because it was only the day before, really, that I kind of found out that I didn't have a guitarist. And so a friend of mine, Dara Doyle, he was amazing. He put up a status on Facebook for me, and he'd have a lot of great contacts. And I think he got 75 replies. And somebody put up a comment tagging somebody, Ryan's friend, and Ryan's friend was sitting next to Ryan in Ryan's house and said, dude, I can't do this. Will I tag you in this status? And Ryan's like, yeah, I'm free. Cool. That'd be great. And then my friend Dara set up he put a group email between the three of us, and he said, between loaded of guitarists that had replied. And I thought this was a great story, but the more I tell it, it's a bit boring. I don't know.
Oh, it's good.
Anyway,
it's good because he's here. It's good.
Yeah, right. And then Ryan had said he was really eager and he said he was really interested, and he seemed really eager, and he recorded something straight, because I was like, do you have any examples of you playing? And he sent me he recorded something, I suppose, and said, yeah, I've just recorded this now for you, you know.
Yeah.
I listened to it, I was like, Jesus, that's great. And I had been practicing with a guitarist that it didn't work with. There was just a lot to learn, as I said. And
the chemistry was wrong.
No, nothing to do with chemistry. It's just there was a lot of chords, a lot of stuff in the songs to learn. And
he was shite then?
No, I didn't say that. And anyway, long story short, I got on to Ryan at 7:15 in the evening saying, hey, I have no guitarist. The 2 gigs are tomorrow. I know I don't know you. We've never met, but would there be any way you could learn these songs? Have you been listening to them? And he replied going, I've been listening to them. Where do you live? I was like, I live in town. He was like, I'll be in 40 minutes. And I kind of was like, okay.
Was the tune da-da, 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 da-da.
What's that again?
Blind Date. Was that
no. He's a baby. I'm way older than, I'm like 7 years older than Ryan.
No, he's...
Yeah, I'm old. So, but he's laughing.
Yeah.
You are.
You're a baby if he's a baby. Don't worry about it. Go on.
So, anyway, he came in and he stayed in my house, till the last Lewis, back to Tala, at 12:30. So he was at my house, I think, about 8. And he just went over everything. We went over and over, and he just got it, and it was brilliant. Great. And I was like, oh my God, this is back on, because I didn't want to cancel the gigs, but I thought I was going to have to. So we played the gigs the next day with the cellist, Matt. He's amazing. Amazing cellist. He got off tour with Hosier a few months ago. He's brilliant, Matt Rafter. And so Matt came over in the morning, Ryan came back in the morning, we all rehearsed together, and we did the 2 gigs, and it was just
magic.
Amazing.
It worked.
It really worked. And then I said to Ryan, here, you're staying, we'll keep you. So he's playing guitar with me at the moment.
So now, that brings us now, you're going on tour and you're doing festivals. Tell us what you're doing this year now.
Well, I have loads of dates to
You've been doing a load
confirmed.
of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing loads of stuff, mainly radio stuff. I was on like Spin 103.8 and Today FM and FM 104 and Red FM in Cork have been fantastic to me, and they've been playing Revolution a lot, so thank you so much, guys. Dave Mack and Shane Buckley down there, they've been amazing, and a few other DJs. Today FM have been great. They've given Revolution a few spins. Revolution is the title track off the EP. So there's 4 tracks on the EP. It's a 4-track EP. It's called Revolution, and then one of the songs is called Revolution, and that's what people are playing and stuff on the radios, which has been amazing. And I've had lots of amazing interviews like this one. Thank you for having me. And there's loads of bits coming up. I think when you're in music, you get a call going, can you do this tomorrow?
Yeah.
Can you do this next day? So right now, I know my next few days plan, but it always changes.
Yeah,
and I'm also back in studio with Greg, writing and recording and just keeping her lit and just and there's a lot of things happening I can't talk about, but
that's
I'm really excited
about
it. Really excited about. And
the trouble with this business is there's so much happening that you're not allowed to say in case it doesn't happen. It's just it's bubbling under and stuff. Yeah.
It's not even that in case it doesn't happen. It's just that different things haven't been confirmed with different people, and people can get annoyed if you
what do you say that for?
Let the cat out of the bag too soon about different things and all that. But
that's a weird show business one. Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it? Because there's loads of stuff going on that you'd love to say to people, geez, that is happening.
Yeah.
Well, Nella, thanks a million for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Very good.
And we're going to have a couple of songs from you. And girls out there, waiting to see this babe that is the baby that is Ryan Murta is going to be playing with Nella now in a few months. Now, we've been looking for you all over Ireland now. You're not going to England or anything yet, are you? You've gone over to London or anything like that?
Not now.
Not yet?
I don't know if I am, but I'm not going
You're
there.
Concentrating on Ireland first. You're going to...
definitely. Yeah, just going to keep gigging. And I have a few things happening in London as well, but I'm not moving there. I'm not moving there or anything there.
Say nothing. All we can do now, ladies and gentlemen, is get you ready and hear a few songs from you, because you've been a fantastic guest.
Thank you.
And great. And we'll be watching you closely.
Ooh, can I plug my Twitter and Facebook?
Of course you can. Yeah, of course you can.
So on Twitter, it's at Nella's Music. And then on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Nella's Music. And then my website is iamnella.com.
What's the Twitter?
at Nella's Music.
At Nella's Music. I could.
Everything's called Nella, but to
Yeah.
find it, it's at Nella's Music,
At
and
Nella's
then
Music, yeah.
facebook.com/Nella's Music. But then the name is just Nella. It's just,
Nella.
the way you find it.
Yeah, that's what will be on the T-shirt is Nella.
All the merchandise, yeah, great.
Well, thanks a million for coming in.
Thank
and
you,
thanks a
Rob.
million to Ryan, who we're going to meet now after the break. We're going to have a short break. Look out for Nella. She's coming your way soon, but we're going to have a singing now in a few moments right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear a big round of applause for Nella.
Thanks. I am Nella, and this song is called Beautiful. We're falling down all around, feeling all alone, trying hard to fight the cause. Is it gonna change you? You'll come through these a better man. Scars prove you made it. Until you feel left out. All the games they play, all the games they play. We could go on the run, not stop until we've won, and take on anyone, feeling something magical. We could break down these walls, be indestructible. They'll never make us fall. Inside we're all beautiful. Oh, and I see you cry too many nights. Don't you see a virtue? And I bet every time it's a hard knock life. You'll be there, won't take over. But you're just in me. Let's make this happen. Push through together. And it's about that time that I could be your savior. I could be your savior. We could go on the run, not stop until we've won, and take on anyone, feeling something magical. We could break down these walls, be indestructible. They'll never make us fall. Inside we're all beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful, beautiful. Now when I see you around, you won't be staring at the ground. You'll have faith in every single thing that you do. All we want for you in life is to see you in stride, and for you to use your license to smile. We could go on the run, not stop until we've won, and take on anyone, feeling something magical. We could go on the run, not stop until we've won, and take on anyone, feeling something magical. We could break down these walls, be indestructible. They'll never make us fall. Inside we're all beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful. Ooh, we're beautiful, beautiful. This is called "To Make You Feel My Love" by Bob Dylan. When the rain is blowing in face, and the whole world is on your case. And I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. With the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears. And I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. And I go hungry and I'll go black and blue, and I'll go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling seas, and on the highway of regret. The winds that change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. And I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the end of the earth for you to make you feel my love. To make you feel my love. This song is called Revolution. Photographs of trouble past, it reminds us of the grind. When people strive to stay alive, revolutionizing lives. Do we see what's going on, or are we blind, singing our songs of love, but what about our pride? There's gonna be a revolution, gonna be a revolution, gonna be a revolution, 'cause the world is falling over, 'cause the world is falling over, yeah. Break the silence, join our tribe, but there's positivity. The heavens open, we've been chosen, time to take the lead. There's a change